vendors for entrusting us with the sale of the beautiful family home behind us. To the neighbours in the crowd, thank you for coming and for making Werder Street one of the procedure. And we fines for misconduct. And last but not least, when this paperwork hits my hand and this property is deemed sold, I will absolutely take no late business office beyond that point. If you're successful here today, all that I require from you is a little 10% deposit of the full purchase price. And the settlement time, you pick the time frame that suits you best, but the sellers have been quite flexible here today, anywhere around 120 days, unless prior arrangements have been made with you beforehand. In the instance where you're bidding against vendor bids, you have two options: to not bid against the highest vendor bid, which means that you'll decrease your chances of being successful here today, as we'll get to negotiate with multiple parties afterwards. On the positive flip side, however, is that if you do bid against the highest vendor bid, you earn yourself that exclusive right to negotiate with the sellers. And statistically speaking, you increase your chances of being successful here today. Behind us, ladies and gentlemen, you've all been through the property before, on 795 square metres of land, north-facing backyard, so you get plenty of sunlight throughout the year, 5 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double garage, and beautiful double-storey weatherboard home. Downstairs, you have the polished timber flooring with 3 large living zones. In the backyard, you have the huge alfresco deck, perfect for entertaining, and you've got plenty of space in the backyard as well. 5 bedrooms or 4 plus study. They're all fully robed as well. Plenty of beautiful period features such as stained glass windows, ornate light fixtures, and open fireplace. And only 15 years old now, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm not going to waste any more of your time now, ladies and gentlemen. I know you're here to buy. We're here to help you now. So I'm going to kick it over to you. Ball's in your court. Who would like to get this auction started with an opening bid, opening offer, 428 Werder Street in central Box Hill North now, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your chance to bid and buy. There's always a traditional 1-minute silence before the opening bid at an auction. You tell me what's fair market value, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in your hands. Any bid or offer at all, here's your chance to bid and buy. Number 28 Werder Street in Box Hill North. Think about how much it's going to cost to build a beautiful family home of this size in the current market with building supplies, constraints. You can see all the new builds are taking longer. They're going to cost more. Sorry. 1.8, welcome to the bidding here, sir, at $1,800,000. And I wish you all the best in the auction procedure here today at $1,800,000 now on my left. At $1,800,000 now on my left-hand side. Any bidders here on my left? At 1.8 here, standing next to Jim. At $1,800,000. Some of you have been through the property multiple times. Here's your chance to bid and buy now at $1,800,000 with the opening bid here on my left. Strong bidding here now, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you purchase prime real estate in Box Hill North. At $1,800,000 now on my left-hand side now at 1.8. Here's your chance now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss out. Anything happening on the online bidding as well. Haven't forgotten about you as well. At $1,800,000 now. At 1.8, ma'am, what do you say? Here's your chance to bid and buy. At $1,800,000 now. At $1,800,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. Going to call 3 times now, so I'm sure you're sure now. At $1,800,000. First call now, 1.8. Second call now, at $1,800,000. For the third and final call now, at $1,800,000 now. Gentlemen here on the left-hand side holding the bid, holding the keys to 28 Werder Street. Any other bidders here, you'll forever miss out on the opportunity to negotiate and purchase 28 Werder Street in Box Hill North. Most likely, we're going to see a sold sticker slapped on the board here today. I'll be very surprised if we don't. At $1,800,000 now on the left-hand side here. At 1.8, ladies and gentlemen, in the perfect location, north-facing backyard, as I said before, zone for Blackburn High, Kerramill Primary School. Close to Box Hill Central, Westfield, Doncaster, at $1,800,000 now. At $1,800,000 now, gentlemen here holding the beer, holding the chocolates, to 28 Werder Street in Box Hill North, at $1,800,000. Searching for an increment now, ladies and gentlemen. How about a $50,000 rise? At $1,800,000 now. Or you can try 25 if you want. At $1,800,000 now. At $1,800,000, gentlemen's offer here. At $1.8 million.
Calvin, online bidder 1.85.
1.85, welcome to the bidding here at $1,850,000 from my online bidding here today. Due interest here only means one thing, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in the great value buying zone in the heart of Buxton North at $1,850,000 and back against you gentlemen in the back at $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000, holding the bid here. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 at $1,850,000 now. 190 gets you back in front. Or you can try 75 if you want. At $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now, holding the bid. Any bidders on my right hand side. All the competition has been happening on my left here today. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. Going to call it 3 times now. First call now, $1,850,000. Second call now at $1,850,000. For the third and final call now at $1,850,000. All done, all finished inside here. Online bidder here is holding the bid, holding the keys. 28 Werder Street in Buxton North now at $1,850,000 here. $1,850,000 now, back against your underbidders in the back. Think about it, how much it's going to cost to build a house like this, to buy land, and this part of Buxton North, ladies and gentlemen. You do the sums, where blocks of land are selling anywhere in the vicinity of 1.2, 1.4, or even more, or land size of this land size, 795 square meters, nearly 800 square meters of land, ladies and gentlemen. You do the calculations, $2,000 per square meter. Brings us up to 1.6, so 185, ladies and gentlemen, still very great value for a house of this size. Nearly 50 squares. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. At $1,850 now. $1,850. Back against you, bidders in the back, talking to Jim. Listen to Jim, he's never been wrong. At $1,850,000 now. Ma'am, what do you say? I know there's interest out there. We're here to help you buy, but you can't buy the property without bidding here at $1,850,000. The highest bidder here will have the exclusive rights to negotiate with the sellers after the auction, and underbidders will forever miss out on the opportunity to negotiate and purchase 28 Werder Street in Buxton North at $1,850,000 now. First call now, $1,850,000. Second call now at $1,850,000. For the third and final call now at $1,850,000. All done, all finished and signed here. What do you say, Tom? You bid it up to close to 1.4 for a 600 square meter block. Here we are, 800 square meters in the heart of Buxton North, north facing backyard at $1,850,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your chance to bid and buy now. $1,850,000. Online bidder holding the bid here at $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. Thank you for your patience, online bidder. If we're selling your property, we'll be doing the same thing too. Just got to make sure all buyers are all done and dusted here today. At $1,850,000. All we ask for you is to leave your best here on the table for this property here today. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. As I mentioned before, settlement terms flexible at 128 days is the given instructions, but let us know if you need other settlement terms as well. At $1,850,000 here on my left. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. For the channel here on my left hand side. The sooner you buy here, ladies and gentlemen, the sooner your equity can expand here. Lock in a fixed interest mortgage before the interest rates rises again. At $1,850,000, you can take out a 1, 2, 3 year fixed loan, and by that time, interest rates will come back down again. At $1,850,000 now, holding the bid at $1,850,000. Two of you in it here today at $1,850,000. Doesn't matter if we sell the property under auction circumstances or after the auction. We've been there before. We know the property will be sold here today at $1,850,000 now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break and seek further instructions for our vendors. Ladies and gentlemen, I sought further instructions from our vendors. They're looking to sell here today. We're very, very close here. So as I said before, most likely we're going to see a sold sticker on the board here today, whether it is during the auction or after the auction. We're at $1,850,000 now. Online bidder here is holding the bid, holding the keys, the 28 Werder Street in Buxton North. Underbidders here, here's your chance to bid and buy at $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 now on my left-hand side. And the bidders here, I've seen some of your faces through to open for inspection multiple times. Here's your chance to bid and buy now at $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 here now on my left-hand side. $1,875,000 or $1,900 to get you back in front. And the pole position to buy the property here today. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 here. At $1,850,000 now. Online bidder, as I said before, holding the bid here at $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. Back in front here in the pole position, walking distance, ladies and gentlemen. Carramil Primary, Blackburn High, North Blackburn Shopping Centre. At $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000. Bidders here on my left and right. At $1,850,000. Can I see a bid here on my right at $1,850,000? At $1,850,000 now. So is there a bid in the back here at $1,850,000? Seeing your face at multiple open for inspections at $1,850,000. First call now, $1,850,000. Second call now at $1,850,000. For the third and final call now at $1,850,000. As I said before, public transport very convenient here as well. Dorking Road, Middleborough Road, Station Street buses taking you to Box Central and further along the way as well, in between Westfield, Doncaster, Box Central, and also Box Hospital and Institute as well. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 here. On my left here at $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now on my left hand side. Seeking instructions here right behind me at $1,850,000. At $1,850,000 now. Thank you for your patience, sir. I know you're waiting for those words. We're very, very close now. But in the absence of you being here today, we're not going to get there. As I said before, soul sticker most likely will be slapped onto the board here today. I know it's cliche real estate talk, but I'll be very, very surprised because we're that close now, ladies and gentlemen. We're that close from hitting our vendor's reserve price here. I'll be very surprised if we don't see a soul sticker on the board here today. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000, online bidder here now in the comfort of their home. Don't need to brave the weather like us. At $1,850,000, the sooner you bid here today, the sooner you can go back to your Saturday activities and you can get out of the cold and don't listen to me. At $1,850,000 now. At $1,850,000 now, ladies and gentlemen. At $1,850,000. Ladies and gentlemen, take a quick break and seek further instructions from our vendors. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. As I said before, in the absence of your bidding here today, I'm going to have to officially pass the property into the highest bidder here today at $1,850,000. Going to call a final 3 more times, and we're going to begin the post-auction negotiations for this property here today. About $1,850,000 now. First call now, $1,850,000. Second call now at $1,850,000. The third and final call now at $1,850,000 now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance here today. We're officially passing the property at 28 Werder Street. If you have any interest in the property here today, you can let us know to any of the sales agents that are in attendance in the crowd today. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.